Miss Massey here, and today we are going to learn how we take our graphic organizer we did for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and turn it into our narrative writing. So remember, you have your graphic organizer, okay? And you're going to use that to help you, okay? So you're going to use this information on your graphic organizer to help you write your narrative story. So you're going to look at your topic sentence and write your topic sentence. And then you'll write a sentence for the beginning, middle, end, and a sentence for your closing. So we should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences from you. 5 really awesome first grade sentences. So Miss Massey is going to write her story using her graphic organizer. I'm going to tear it out of my notebook so I can use it. Okay, so every story has a title. So my title is going to be The Best Day Ever, because that's what I'm writing about. I'm writing about a time that was the best day ever. So I'm going to have, in my nice, beautiful, neat handwriting, I'm going to say the best day ever. So that would be my title. Your title might be different. Maybe you wrote about a time you broke a rule. Maybe you wrote about the best gift ever. So you have to think about your title has to make sense with the story you're writing. Okay? So the first thing on my graphic organizer is my topic sentence. So I'm going to write that down. I know every sentence starts with a capital letter, so I'm going to have a capital the, T and the. So the best day ever was when I got engaged in Disney World, period. So if you look at Miss Massey's topic sentence, I have a capital letter to start my sentence. I have really awesome finger spaces, and I have a period. Okay. So now I'm going to look at my beginning box. So Miss Massey just wrote like little details, but now I have to take those little details and turn it into a nice sentence. So it talks about how we were riding rides and we're having fun, and it also talks about who was there. So I might say, in the beginning, my parents, siblings, and Eric were riding rides and having fun. Okay, so in the beginning, my parents, siblings, and Eric were riding rides and having fun. Ooh, Miss Massey should be in the story. It's about her. So in the beginning, my parents, siblings, I'm going to cross off Eric, and I were riding rides and having fun. So even when you're writing, you may make a mistake because we want to make sure our sentences make sense. So if that happens, look, Miss Massey just crossed off the word she wanted to fix, and I added to it. Because this is not going to be the only time I write my story. Nope. I'm going to write my story at least 2 times. Okay, so that was my beginning sentence. So now I need to go to my middle sentence. So it says, we took a family picture in the front of the castle, and Eric asked me to marry him. So maybe I would say, in the middle, we took a family picture in front of the castle, and Eric asked me to marry him. Okay, so that would be my middle sentence. Now I go to my end. So the end, it says we celebrated and we had a great trip. So I would say in the end, or at the end. In the end, we celebrated and had a great time. And had a great, Miss Massey's going to say trip. Okay, so far, I have my topic sentence, my beginning, middle, and end sentence. Okay? So now the last thing I need in my narrative is I need to write my closing sentence. So remember, your closing sentence is going to kind of summarize what we just did for our readers. So my closing sentence says, this trip to Disney World was the best one ever. So I'm going to write that. This trip to Disney World was the best one ever. Okay, so Miss Massey just wrote her narrative. I have my topic sentence, I have a beginning, middle, and end sentence, and I have my closing sentence. So that's step one. So I took my graphic organizer and I wrote my story. Okay, but now I need to read it again. I need to proofread it to make sure I have capital letters, I have finger spaces, and I have periods. I also have to make sure my sentences make sense, because if your sentence doesn't make sense, then it's going to be hard to read. So I'm going to look at every single sentence. I have a capital letter, I have a period, and I have finger spaces. I'm going to read it to make sure it makes sense. The best day ever was when I got engaged in Disney World. That makes sense. So I'm going to go to the second one. Capital letter, period, finger space. In the beginning, my parents, siblings, Eric, and I were riding rides and having fun. That makes sense. Okay, the next one. Capital letter, period, finger spaces. In the middle, we took a family picture in front of the castle and Eric asked me to marry him. That does make sense. What's his hair doing? I'm going to go to my uppercase letter and period, finger spaces. In the end, we celebrated and had a great trip. Okay, so I'm going to go to my last one. Capital letter, period, and finger spaces. This trip to Disney World was the best one ever. So Miss Massey just took a marker and I highlighted just to help me see that I have my uppercase letters and I have periods. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. So I proofread it to make sure it sounded right. I have periods and I have uppercase letters. So my next step, and this is the step you can choose. So you can either choose to, freeze. Let Miss Massey freeze. So this is what you would take a picture of, your rough draft, and send it to your teacher on Thursday as your assignment. So then on Friday, you get to choose. Do you want to write this story again and send another picture in, or do you want to type it out on the Chromebook? So you can choose. So maybe Miss Massey wants to type it out. So I'm going to have my story, and I'm going to type it out on the Chromebook, and then I'm going to submit it to my teacher. Or I could take my story, rewrite it on a nice clean sheet of paper, take a picture of it, and send it in. The choice is yours. Okay, but make sure that your graphic organizer matches the story you write about. If I write about the best present ever on my graphic organizer, then my story that I send to my teacher should be about the best present ever and not about the worst day ever. Okay, so this needs to match this. Okay, we're super excited to read your stories.